see the red bar at the top?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Anyways. All right, let's go.
All right. It's another edition.
All right, welcome to the Hidden Sound Pod. I'm your host, Saint Nave or Bryant. With me, as always, my favorite brother in the world. My only brother, fun fact.
Yes. I win by default.
By default. We did it again.
Yes.
All right, so today's episode, we're going to talk about Death Note, and we're going to go over some quick news first. So I'll put, as always, the times in the show notes or the description, and then you guys can jump ahead to that, or you can stick around for the news, some fun news. But first, comment watch. Have you been going through the comments at all?
Yes, I did see the one where we aided somebody in their pregnancy. We were along for the ride.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. So dude named Jose, I'm sorry for putting you out there if you don't want to put out there, but congrats. He just had a baby girl, Luna, and I guess he was listening during the back half of the pregnancy, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like y'all was listening to this through the pregnancy. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I was like,
that's really cool. Yeah,
I was like, I hope I wasn't stressing y'all out while watching this, but
it's a long process. So him just listening throughout the entire time. I hope that made the time easier and also go a lot faster.
Yep, and I have 2 kids, so welcome aboard. It is a wild time. So, but congrats, as people always say, the days are long, but the years are short. So, congrats on the baby.
I have 0, so I have no idea what he's talking about.
Brad gets to get beat up by my daughter. So, at some point, I'm sure she's gonna run downstairs and then and just jump on me. But it's all right. So all right. In news, I have a couple of. Oh, before we start the news, follow us Hidden Sound Pod on Instagram, TikTok. Hit subscribe if you are new. Join us. Join the fun. I have to always remember to plug, so I don't plug enough. So follow us at Hidden Sound Pod.
It's so important, but it's so easy to forget about.
Yeah, I always forget about it. But just if you guys enjoy the show, make sure you follow us. But anywho, news, more AI stuff.
Yahoo.
So the first bit of news: AI assisted translation and localization. So what they've been doing, I guess for a while, is using AI tools to try to translate a lot of the dubs and subs, like the scripts or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of assumed that was happening, but apparently there's a lot of issues. I have an example here, I guess, of one translation that went wrong. I'll put it on the screen, but someone said one of the translations was, "What you're doing is a carcinogen." I guess what they're trying to say is what you're doing is like cancer or something like that. Yeah. But no one would say in English, it's what you're doing is a carcinogen. So,
well, I guess if they're gonna do that, you would think there would be an actual translator to like double check like the meanings behind things.
Yeah,
because if you're gonna have use a machine to translate everything, but you would still want somebody to be a backup to make sure everything sounds accurate.
So they do that, but apparently it's actually taking longer for the person to review the AI assisted translation and then go back and edit it. Apparently it takes a little bit longer. I don't know how true that is, but I can imagine it's like, well, I'm just listening to it and typing as I'm going, versus now I have to listen and watch and then stop and then edit it, So maybe it's not totally, maybe it's not that much longer, but it seems as if, you bring in a new technology and then it's bringing on more problems.
Yeah.
Like you bring in, you start with the horse and buggy, right? And then you bring in gas powered cars, and now we have hole in the ozone layer and global warming, right?
Yeah, true.
And then you bring in electronic vehicles and AI assisted driving, or automated driving, and then it's oh, now it's hitting people on the road because it's not full. It's so the more technology you bring on, it's going to bring on new issues,
new things.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I guess, but
I don't know. It just seems so like. I said this last time, like just soulless and just like. You kind of, I just wish somebody was there just to do it. You know, it's like, I wonder who the guy's doing the translation.
A nice personal touch.
Yeah, it's like a personal touch to it. Now it's like, beep, boop, boop, here's the translation.
So to that point, I actually kind of agree because we mentioned it, I think, last show, but the fan subs from yesteryear, 2 decades ago, they would do like really fun things where they would tell you the actual joke that is being made in Japanese.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Tom Scott, who funny enough I think is taking a break from YouTube, a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, he put out a video talking about the dubs that he hires. Did you see that at all?
No, I didn't see
I should have sent this to you. But basically, he did something in English that was very unique to English speakers, a joke of some sort, and he wanted to see how it would be translated in each language and how each language was translating it. Sometimes they would use the same words, it would work, but sometimes it just wouldn't work, and they would use a culture specific reference. They kind of brought the same point along.
Right.
Which I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And so what we're seeing here is that AI is not, I guess, as capable of finding the nuance. But two, it's sometimes I want to know what the actual Japanese reference like is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
I wonder if I guess the AI is maybe, I don't say too literal, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just like it doesn't capture like the nuances as you were saying about like other cultures and stuff like that.
Don't get me wrong. I think at some point it's going to pass us.
Yeah,
like I mean, we're going to singularity's going to come. We're all going to die.
This is just like kind of the beginning. So it's like if they're doing this fine in the beginning, you can only imagine this is going to start like taking off from here.
Yeah. See. Yeah. It's sad. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to take over. Everyone's jobs are going to be
like even SAG. They just made a deal with an AI company a few weeks ago, which people are not happy about.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it was like why. I forgot the name of the company that they teamed up with. It was like, what was the point of protesting if you were just going to sign it? I didn't read the whole contract that they have with them, but it isn't as bad as people initially thought it was going to be. Yeah. But it's still kind of like, like what's it going to be?
I think, and I'm quoting Scott Galloway, who's a podcaster and entrepreneur that I follow. As of right now, in the foreseeable future, and I kind of agree with this. AI isn't going to take your job away. The person using AI will take your job away. So I do think as of right now, there is a way to leverage this. They still need a person to oversee it because and I think this was from CBR, Anime News Network posted this. They had a couple examples of the bad translations, and I can see this going wrong. I can see right because I think what happens is that anime. I think corporations see dollar signs and just go, it can do it. Fire everyone.
Fire everyone.
Let's jump on this.
Let's get the machine on.
Yeah, and they don't go, okay, maybe we should slowly roll this out. Because and it's not like they're just doing it for an English audience. They're doing it for other cultures. You really need a fine-tooth comb because like. There's so much nuance in languages,
Oh yeah. You can't just expect that. Just this translated. I'm like, there's a lot that goes, and I think some people don't like realize that when it comes to like translating and stuff like that.
So Brad, you get us a big thumbs up.
A what?
AI translations, big thumbs up. Or big thumbs. It's like my last thing I'll say about this, and the reason why I'm a little cold on it is because I think this is more to try to crank out more anime.
Oh, and
I'm like, I don't think we need more
No, we don't.
It's
no,
like
no, we don't.
it's like streaming TV. It's just too much TV.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's just a quantity over quality thing, and it's like we can make more things. I'm like, no, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, right. And I'm just like
take your time with some.
Take your
stuff.
time. I mean, up the charge $1 a month if it means that you're going to keep people employed.
Yeah.
And once again, looking back at the old school fan subs, I wish they would be doing that. Give me the context of the joke. Sometimes you have to just give me the English version of the translation. Like, I won't get it. But sometimes I'm just like, oh, it was neat. Like, all those old school fan subs were really like, they were really giving, the extra effort. But this
they put a lot of work into that.
A lot of those.
And they're probably responsible for the popularity of anime.
They are absolutely responsible for the popularity.
That's definitely a discussion.
That's that's future episode. But I totally agree. They're responsible for the popularity of anime, especially in the States, and I'm sure elsewhere. Like they crawl so Crunchyroll can run over their necks and give them no money.
You know what? I love the fan subs though. I remember watching Bleach because Bleach would have all these long ass attack names. They'll actually type out I'm like, what the fuck? But on the top they would actually say like translate. And even with Naruto with because they called it like Kage Bushin no Jutsu, but it was Shadow Clone Jutsu in the dub. But they would put in the top with the fan sub. Oh, it's just Shadow.
Yeah,
Clone.
that's actually funny. I still think about that. I don't look at the Shadow Clone. I remember the fan sub.
Kage Bushin.
It's like I want to actually see that. It's pretty cool. Like they always knew when to give me the actual Japanese word. It was a lot of care went into it.
One more thing. You know how they sometimes when it was a big attack, they would make it the subtitles more like fancy and stuff. It was because you knew, and that made like the moment a lot bigger because how they did this the attack.
Bring the fan subs back.
Yeah,
bring them back. Bring the actual fan.
I gotta find one of those.
Yeah, they're absolutely. If you can find it, you should send it to me. I'll put it. I'll try to slice it into the video. Yeah, no, those were fantastic. Yeah, no, oh god. Yeah, I miss those days. So the AI translations get a big diagonal downward.
Yeah, I'm like dead down. Yeah, I convinced my head stuff.
Oh my god, yeah. So I mean, okay, no, sorry. One last thing about this. The reason why I'm saying diagonal downward is because I'm sure there are some obscure, I don't want to say obscure, lesser spoken languages that would like to have anime in their native tongue. Like there are no Swahili dubs. I mean, maybe there are, but you don't see them. For those who don't know, my wife is from Kenya, so I speak a little Swahili. But it's very difficult finding popular media that uses Swahili like that, right? Or any other smaller countries, So I do think AI could be useful in that. So dumps just a bit. It's a little bit. I think it's not complete, it's not totally bad. There are some.
Yeah, there's some. Lesser known languages like who can get something finally.
All right, so moving on. Some smaller bits of news. Demon Slayer will have its next arc in a movie.
Shame.
Yeah. So
no hate to anybody that loves the series. I know a lot of people love it.
Well,
oh my god.
We're supposed to do Demon Slayer next week, but it's a lot of episodes. We're pushing out one more week.
I'm gonna have to start over and and lock in with it and actually stomach it.
I think it's okay. I'm actually back. I'm back on board. I kind of like it ish. I'm reserving my.
Yeah, when you text me, I was like, it's just I forgot what you said. This is actually pretty good.
After the breakneck pacing of JJK, I was like, oh, this is pretty. They're actually taking it slow. I'm like, all right, I'm cool.
No, they do.
We'll get into it next week, but this won't be out for that episode, so we have some time. Okay, so they're working on that. Next, the Boy and the Heron, they got a BAFTA award in animation.
Yeah.
Hand clap for them. We're doing that next week. Spoiler alert. I don't know what we're gonna say about that.
I don't know. Yeah,
all right. Well, yeah,
but we'll talk about
it. One Piece. The redo.
They're actually starting it. It's in development and it's starting. They're actually working on it now.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna. I'm I'm planning on getting to episode 200 of the original One Piece, so I don't want to watch this yet. So, but we'll get to it at some point. Knock on wood, this show's successful. We'll do the redo at some point.
Yeah.
But I need to get to episode 200 so we can do our recap episode.
Just get through Eni's lobby. That's all. I just get through Eni's lobby arc, and then I think that's the point where you say, okay, I want to keep going, or I don't want to keep going.
Someone said that in the comments actually.
That is the people consider that the there are other great arcs, but like that was the one that's like, oh my god, the show's amazing.
I after Demon Slayer, I'm gonna try to bake in like some topic or something easier that's not a whole series again, so I can crank out the One Piece to get to that.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to it.
Or maybe it is long. It is long.
Maybe I am looking for it. Maybe I don't know what I'm missing. So we'll see. Another bit of news. I thought this was funny. So you know how MAPPA just has slaves and they
just have slaves, pretty much. Yeah.
So one of the apparently one of these slaves were what was described as a foreign animator. And so one of the directors, I guess from MAPPA, was like, yo, blame the staff, don't blame MAPPA. What did he say?
Of course. Don't blame us.
Oh, I'm gonna read it because I thought that was so funny. I was like, read the room, bro. Yeah, veteran anime director shifts blame from MAPPA to staff members in recent controversy. So the animator Vincent Chanchard, who is popular for his work on One Piece and JJK, he was talking about the poor conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is from AnimeHunch.com, and one of the directors from Death Note and Dragon Quest and even One Piece, that series, is skeptical of overseas animators over his claims, and I was like, okay.
Of course he says it. Guys, what are you talking about? Everybody can't be.
I was like, you didn't have to say the overseas animator part. I mean, it's a little xenophobic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Two. I mean, this is like it's like the college coach. It's like making all this money. Yeah, I don't think the players didn't have a salary. It's just for amateurs. It's like you're making millions, bro. Like, read the room.
It was like, man, don't start talking about this. Don't talk. Well, they're all just lying. You're making that up.
Yeah,
the director of all people saying that. It's not even like one of the staffers. It's like somebody that's in charge.
Yeah,
it's like
on the totem pole. I know you're not Mr. MAPPA. Actually, fun fact: Mr. MAPPA isn't even. The guy who made MAPPA it's not even there anymore. So he's a different studio. But like you have the CEO of MAPPA, right?
Right.
But you're definitely higher in the pecking order.
High enough where you shouldn't be saying, "Oh, they're all just making it up." That's not true.
Yeah.
Of course, a guy in charge that says that.
So, yeah, I'm like, look, I mean, when you have a plantation, you gotta keep the plantation going.
They're all just complaining. Get back to work, pal.
So I thought that was fun. That was a fun.
That is kind of funny. It was just like the slave driver saying, "No slave work here."
but what's incredible is that, man, that they're knocking out the park though, man.
No, it's just like, man, if y'all weren't so like, and I mean,
it
was slave work, but it's good though.
It's like I feel terrible. It's like it's slave work, but man, those y'all.
Oh my god,
the cotton's getting picked.
Yeah, I know.
Man, we love you guys. We love you guys. Y'all picking that.
Oh my god, it's like stop do a bad job with something so we can tell y'all to take it easy.
I'm like, but MAPPA, y'all gotta do horribly for this to stop because y'all keep knocking it out the park.
I mean,
so
this is so good.
I can't even. I feel bad.
Do something bad. Like this like purposely mess something up. So like
right.
I mean, y'all tried with because there were some complaints about JJK season 2 with some of the animated
Really?
part. I can't remember what. Yeah, there was some.
I don't know what episode I was looking for.
Because that was one of the reasons why somebody was tweeting out. One of the animators were tweeting out about the conditions because the people were complaining about. I forgot what episode it was.
I have to go back. I honestly
so
did not,
that was somebody. You know,
I didn't. Everything looked pretty cool. Maybe I'm just blind.
Because I think somebody was like some. People kind of complained about one episode, and then one animator just right out the gate, it's like, "Hey, destroy the." It's like that was this opportunity to say something about it. So they're trying to say stuff, but my God, man.
No, I like how we're blaming the victims. It's like do worse, Matt. Please do worse.
Purposely do a bad job.
Do a bad job.
Oh
Make it
God.
stop. You have the power.
But they keep making such great stuff.
Great stuff. I mean,
it's bad. Now it's like incentivizing these slave masters to keep being more slave.
I'm just an epic run too, man. Just an epic run.
They got One Punch Man next to. Man.
Rumors. Turn it down, guys.
You know they're begging like, please don't give us One Punch Man. Please.
I'm like, just turn it down, guys. So like, anyways, so good on you guys, but please make it stop or don't. I mean, I feel bad. Anyways, all right. So that's the news. So grim as always.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So all right. Today's topic: Death Note. So all right. Everyone knows about Death Note. Like even people who don't watch anime know about Death Note. Right? Directed by Tetsuro Araki. I'm gonna get all these names messed up. Studio Madhouse.
Mm-hmm.
The writer is Takumi Oba, and the animator is Takeshi Obata from the manga. Funny enough, he's only done like three, I think works in total, like 3 main works in total. I thought he would have, but basically knocked it out of the park on the first go with Death Note. I think this was his first main one.
That's really good. Yeah.
Some fun facts. They mention it in the show too. Light Yagami, his name means night god when you put it in reverse in Japanese.
Oh,
so it kind of plays into the fact that he's who he's going to be, which is pretty cool. I think they hit 30,000 copies sold as of 2020. So just in general, epic run. Like once again, everyone seems to know Death Note who watches anime. The cultural relevance is super big. I saw this. I think I've seen this series 3 times, 4 times maybe. Once when I first started watching anime. Once when Gloria and I started dating, and then I think once I watched half it, and then for this. So
this is my 3rd time watching it. Actually, the first time I heard about it, because Kyle, our friend Kyle. He read the manga, I think, before the anime came out. He was like, "You ever heard this thing called Death Note?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, this guy writes in the notebook, and he kept telling me about it, but I didn't. I was like, okay, whatever." When the anime came out, I was like, "Oh my God!" So this is my 3rd time. This is my 3rd time watching the whole thing through.
Yeah, no, it's so for those who don't know, and I'm sure once again everyone knows this show, but it's about a kid like Yagami who he finds a notebook of death, the Death Note, that is tossed to Earth from a Shinigami, which is a death god, because he's bored, which I think is hilarious. Yeah. Like there was no, it's just he was bored.
Yeah, he's
and he throws the Death Note, and it's such a simple concept.
Yeah,
it's really fantastic, right? Throws the Death Note out, the kid finds it and goes, "This is dumb. Let me try it out." But wait, before I try it out, I should probably try it on someone who's actually a bad person, right? Right. And then as time goes on, he thinks he can change the world for the better. But early on, the police need to find him. And the head of the police, or the MPA, is this guy named L. And the whole conceit is trying to figure out who the other person is. Because the rules of the Death Note is that you have to know the person's name and like their face. So that's the general conceit for those who haven't seen it. So how do you think about the anime?
I thought it was really good, obviously. I thought Light was a really good character. One thing I noticed about Light I don't know if we're gonna jump into this part too soon, but like he's a very arrogant and cocky guy.
Yeah.
Even before the Death Note, like he just knows like everything is easy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's super smart. Like he played tennis and is really good at it.
Yeah.
Valedictorian. All women like him and stuff. So like everything like became easy for him. So when he got the Death Note, he's like so confident and so good. He feels like, oh, I could just be God, and it's also a challenge for him. So like seeing about him with his character is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
and it was I could pretty much call this like chess match the series because him and L just going back and forth with each other, and like L always being skeptical of him. It was like this whole chess match, like you know, for I guess a good chunk of the series. So like, it was good. It was really cool seeing that for a lot of the series. Yeah. Even though after L dies. Not a big fan of the after that though.
I like that chess master series. I also think high schoolers suck. Never give high schoolers power.
No,
a high schooler is the worst person.
I'm kind of glad they kind of got the time jump when they got through that pretty quickly.
That's actually fun. No, 100%. I don't know what it is about anime and they have to be in high school, but you're right. Yeah. My episode was like 5. He's already going to college.
He's in college.
I was like, oh my god, look at this old man. He's in college.
I was like, oh, thank God.
No, I did like that it was Chess Match the series. So the reason why we decided to watch Death Note, or I was like, bro, we gotta change the schedule, is because Kevonstage started watching it.
Right.
Which brings back the question from last week: what makes a good starter anime? And after watching it again, I'm like,
this could count as one of them.
Yeah, because he was like,
I still say FMA, but this is probably number 2.
Because I think episode 1 it lays out the premise. Right, it's not hard to follow. Yeah, I'm not going the entire way through. I think it does a good job in grabbing people who are new to the genre. But to your point from last week, there's not a lot of anime-ness early on in the series, but when Misc
comes in, that's where
you get the some of the tropes of these anime girls.
Yeah, the anime girls thing.
Yeah, and the the anime harem that comes in. I was like, oh god, everyone loves light. Jesus Christ, I forgot all about that. I was like, oh my god, there's always a harem, but they don't. But there's actually reason for it because he is this kind of beloved figure. Once he starts with his Kira, he becomes Kira, and which is his
god name for when he's killing people.
Right. So I was looking at some of the Kevonstage videos. He seems to be into it.
Actually, I didn't watch too much of him when he went from him with watching Death Note, but it did seem like he really liked it.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them. What was funny is that the second video he has, he's like, I've gotten like halfway through it. This is amazing. He bought an L shirt, and I was like,
yeah, well,
oh.
I think I saw the video after L died. He was like,
oh, he put it out already?
Because there's a video that he had when L died. I didn't see the whole thing, but he was like, oh Lord, L died.
Before he died. He bought an L shirt, and I felt his.
Was it before? It might have been. Yeah, it might have been before. I can't remember.
Because I was like, we bought the nominee. Okay, spoiler alert for JJK real quick, but I bought the nominee thing, and I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. So cool. Dead. I was like, god, okay, just the pain. Just the pain. Oh my god. So yeah, he seemed to really like it. So I thought it was interesting that he's been recommended these very popular animes, but the ones he's been getting recommended, Attack on Titan, Death Note, they all are episode 1, like you're already.
I mean, you just know what the deal is, like, right? It's
so
pretty easy.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. He's so Kevonstage, I see you with that shirt, man. But R.I.P. to L. Yeah. I think L is one of like my top 5 characters. Like
no, he's a really good character. Yeah,
he's a fantastic character. He's quirky, and a lot of anime characters do this thing where it's like you have to have this cool little nervous tick to make you a cool genius.
Yeah,
but it kind of works for him, and they try to write in reasons for it. I think hey, he eats chocolate so it helps him think better or something.
Right.
And then he says,
right.
I have to sit with my feet in the chair
Feet in the
because
chair.
I can think better. Just, but he's so weird. And it's, I don't know. I just feel like if when anime authors try to appear too smart, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
This
No.
works so well.
Yeah, because it kind of go. I was thinking about like the rules of the Death Note and thinking about the JJK power system, how confusing that was. I was like, why does this Death Note thing rules work so much better than? I mean, they might not be analogous or you can really compare them that well, but how does this like make more sense than JJK explaining their power system? Because like I wonder with like Death Note, it was just like they introduce a few rules and then they put them in like these crazy situations to use those rules in. So yeah, so I was like, so I don't know, like for some reason, like with Death Note, it makes, even though they have a lot of rules, it just, I don't know how, if they just set it out in an easier way to take in than with JJK. Because I'm like, I understand this way better than with the JJK power system.
I have actually, I that's the first thing I thought about by like episode 3. I came to a conclusion. It's because they put the rules every break, every midway point at the 10 minute, we get the 10-minute mark. In Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, they had that title screen that come up in the middle of the episode. It was in green and it was in red. Yeah. They didn't do it season 2, but I feel like would have been really good is if in the middle of the show they had some clip about or an aspect of the curse system, right?
Right.
Attack on Titan did it too. Like in the middle of their episode, they put Wall Maria Santa, and you go, "Oh, okay," just to kind of remind you.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
It may be spoon feeding me, but I always hit pause and I go, "Okay." And
I didn't until like the third to last episode, because it was like they said there can be no more than 6 Death Notes and on Earth. And the only way if you have a 7th one, you can't really use it until like one of the Death Notes is either burned or leaves the human world or something like that. I was like, oh, I should have been reading all these things.
I know that rule.
Some interesting stuff like that.
That actually that rule, I believe, doesn't come until that, because I don't. I read them all the time, and I remember going, or maybe it was I didn't see it. Even without reading it though, they keep reiterating the rules in a way that you go, okay. They introduce it. He's literally testing the Death Note as he's going along.
That is true.
To go, basically with JJK, it's like, oh, okay, he's some cursing that happening, and then literally by episode like 2, I'm Gojo. I can do everything. I can do everything. And you're just like what? Well, the domain. Like he's just.
Oh,
it's so much like thrown at you, and which is why I was saying before. For me, in JJK, I actually ended up really liking the curse system. It's just not explained well enough for me. Like it's not well enough. It's all over the place. But when I finally got it, it was okay. Death Note, it's I have this Death Note. Oh, I can kill people. Okay, if I kill someone 6 minutes later, does that work? Okay, can I cause an accident? Okay, let me try doing something where I want him to die in England. Oh, he just dies here, right? In Japan with the heart. And he's testing the rules out for like 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And then like other characters will low key do some tests and just constantly will constantly remind you how the Death Note is supposed to work.
Right,
someone has to do a thing. Or remember, he can't see me because he touched the bug. They don't just do a rule one time and then you got to remember it. Later in 10 episodes. So I think they do a really solid job doling out the rules.
What's funny? I think a good test for like the viewer, the first for knowing the rules of the Death Note, like it was because it was kind of confusing. Like, what's going on when before like Misc was kind of introduced, where she was killing all the people at the TV station or whatever, or outside the TV station, and I was like, wait, this can't be Light doing this, because like he doesn't know all these people's names.
Yeah.
And at the end of the episode, because you don't see Light at all during that whole ordeal until the end of the episode, he was like, who's doing all this? Because I'm not doing it. Because he doesn't have the eyes.
Yeah.
He doesn't know, like, somebody was on the task force with him.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to, I actually didn't want to kill him at that point. So it was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, that's right. Like, he doesn't know that these people's names and all these people are dying.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, like the rules, they stick to the rules, and they make it interesting because they have a rule system. They stick to it, and also what they don't do. They don't introduce a rule as a Deus Ex like late in the game where it's like I'm gonna pick on JJ. I'm gonna pick on JJK. Once again, I love second season, but I remember they brought in the you have the domains, right?
Right.
But then what's the thing where you can bring your domain close to you or something like a simple domain? And I was yeah, and I'm just like, wait, you can do this now? Like, dude, they just like things just. Like, there's a rule system, but I don't know the rules, or I'm not aware of the rules when it starts doing certain... Like, you knew about the eyes. Literally, episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, they said, hey, you can do the eyes if you want to.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
He was like, nah, I'm fine.
Like,
and then, like, it's used the eyes are used so well when it came to Rem, for using Rem, because Misc used the eyes twice. So I was like, God damn. But then Light, kind of coerced Rem to use the Death Note to kill Watari and L.
Yeah.
So L and Watari are dead, and also extended Misc's life. Yeah. Thankfully, I guess. So like that, all those rules came into play later on, and it all made sense. Yep. And in that instance, I really like Rem, by the way. Yeah, Rem was great because Ryuk was so like, I don't care, I'm just here to have fun. Blah, 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 blah. And Rem is like, well, I kind of care about Misc. I can't trust Light at all because he's gonna like betray her and wind up betraying Rem, and Rem eventually dies. I thought Rem was great.
No, she was great. The only even the back half of the show, I like it now, kind of. I kind of like it. I didn't like it. I actually like, you know, like
I did not like it. It was so rushed.
It was. That's what I'm saying. It was rushed. They actually.
It was so rushed.
So they should have. I was reading a comment somewhere on Reddit that, and I kind of agree with this. It should have been more of a, when he died, it would have been cool if he had planted something, so he had the last laugh. You know, where it's like, yo, I have something here. I need Nier and Mel to find it. You know, So that way, it's him like solving it like from the grave. Yeah, I agree. It is rushed a little bit.
Cause like, oh, and here's Mikami. I'm like, who the fuck is like who like added like? All right, I found Mikami. The whole Mikami Kiyomi thing.
Wait, Mikami was the
guy at the
the
one who was like
delete.
I'm like, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? You're just writing names.
I was like, no, you're not as cool as Light. I'm sorry.
I'm like,
God.
Like, how are you writing and then you just jump like 5 feet?
No, he did. He jumped. The table was. He jumped all the way back.
Yeah, I was like,
it's elite. No, they. Okay,
like, what the fuck with the physics and writing?
Fine, that was dumb. That was super dumb.
It was fun. It was cool, but made no sense and also funny. I was like,
even the third Death God was kind of stupid.
Yeah, that was. I was like, why is he here? So like, yeah, the Kiyomi Mikami stuff. Like, it would be fine if it didn't feel so like. It just felt so rushed. Like they needed
delete. So that's okay. It's not good.
I think the final 2 episodes, the final encounter, I think in my opinion, saved the series.
Yes, it was a great
because I was like, after L died, I was just like, even the Yotsuba stuff, I was like, okay, you know, like with him, that was kind of, I don't want to say it was ridiculous, but I was like, because he like took away his memories, and then when he's in the helicopter,
Yeah.
it all worked according to plan. It's like, really? You guessed all this?
Well, that's the CEO.
Yeah, like that
The company.
yeah, the company.
Yeah, no, I was that was a little too clever with the. That's the only part that I had any kind of mild issue with was when like how he's in a helicopter and he got his memory back, and I was like, come on, man.
So I was like, okay, fine.
And then,
but like after Elle died, I was like, okay, like this is kind. It seems kind of rushed. I'm like, I'm not really buying Mikami right now, but I still, I think the last 2 episodes just made up for a lot of that.
I feel like it should have gone an additional 10 episodes just for building with Nier.
Yeah, because I needed more time with Nier, and more time with Mikami and Kiyomi and maybe Mello, and like sort of getting used to a post L Death Note series. Because I felt like, even though I thought Nier was fine, I think they didn't just really give them enough time to develop
the build. Especially Mello. Yeah, like it's like, oh, Mello was also like it was 2 seconds. Oh, you didn't pick me, fine, bye. Yeah, now I'm evil. Now I'm evil, and then Mikami, they almost hand wave it into existence where it's oh, he's a big fan, so now he's
we're just gonna choose.
No, I agree. It's a rare show where I think they should extend it, and not by a lot. It's just I needed. You're right. The post L world needed more building with the characters. With that said, I ended up liking. I didn't like it the first time. Because L is such a iconic character.
Yeah.
But on the rewatch, I was like, I like Nier. Nier's cool.
Yeah, because I thought the thing is, I think I liked post L more, but the first couple times I watched it. This time I was like, I didn't like it as much as I did before.
Yeah.
Because I was like, something about with L just, I don't know, it just was just a better show.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to follow up that.
Yeah, I think the only thing they could have maybe done was somehow include him solving it or leaving the final clue that would have, because like he knew the whole time that light was Kira. So I feel like if they incorporated some clue to leave Nier and then also build up the Nier Mello beef, that could have made for an even better show.
I think the best part about the second half is I really liked what they did with Aizawa, making him more skeptical of light. Because it was it was like light was skeptical. L was skeptical of light, and now Nier is skeptical of light. He was like, all right. He was like, I'm not really liking this. So I really liked what they did with this character, making him more, like I'm not really not liking how people are like, suspecting him two times now. Yep. I do have a question. What was the moment in Death Note that made you be like, oh crap, this show is really good?
The moment where I said this show is incredible was when at the school when they were giving the speeches. They're both enrolling in the college. Yeah. And he sits next to Light and he goes, "Hey, I'm L."
Oh yeah.
And I went, yo, because I just was not expecting him to just like
say it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here. You can kill me, but you don't know my name. Haha. Right. I thought that was super cool. And then from there, I said this is one of my favorite shows.
I think for me, it was when Ray Pember's fiance Misora was trying to figure out why Ray died, and and she was like going to she was going to try to find Light's dad or something to be part of the investigation. Yep. And then Light was just trying to get her name for like an episode and a half or something like that, because she was going by an alias. And they were just walking and talking. He was like, I gotta get her name. I gotta get her name somehow. And then he finally got her to give him her real name. Yeah. And then he was like, I'm L. And she was like, ugh. And then she just walks away and she goes to die.
I'm Kira.
Or I'm Kira. I'm Kira. Excuse me. I'm Kira. And I keep getting mixed. Because you know why it's L, Light, and then Kira. I'm like, all right. Yeah. It's like, I'm Kira. And then she just goes to like die or something. I was like, ah! I remember I was like, oh my God. Because it was like an episode. Because I feel like they were talking for like an episode and a half, and he was just trying to get her name the entire time, and somehow he was able to get it. I was like, oh my God.
My dislike. I mean, there's a couple of things, like with the back half, but and I'm going to have an episode on this also at some point. I'm collecting more evidence of this. I'm keeping a little, but the racist crap. When Elle's sister got kidnapped, and they take a picture because she's in L.A. Yeah. She's in front of a TV, which is supposed to be, I guess, a rap video. And there's
I must have missed
I gotta show it to you. And she's, I guess, basically the scene is, hey, show us evidence of my daughter. Is she okay? It's before Light's dad had died, right?
Oh yeah, there was like something nearby to say that something was happening.
Yeah, and they send back a picture of her, I guess, saying that she's okay. She's in front of a TV, and the TV, I guess, is playing what appears to be a rap video. And the black dude has the big. I was like, "Come on, guys!" I was like, "All my favorite anime."
I gotta see that one.
Dude,
oh my god!
Like, I didn't notice it when I was younger, but now that I'm older, right? I started to notice it. I'm like, this one too. Like every anime, man.
They just don't know what to do. It's like
I'm just like,
they can only go by the media.
There was another character that was black in this show. I thought
somebody with Mello.
Yes, right.
That's what I was. Oh
no,
like,
he was fine. He was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, and I remember thinking that and go, oh, look, it's a good black character for once. Great. Nope. Like, just took it away. Never mind. But I can't find it. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna find it, or I'm gonna screen grab it, and I'm gonna put it into the video. But yeah, it's so silly.
And speaking of Light's sister, Matsuda being a creep when he hadn't seen like Light's family in a while, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you. I haven't seen like Light's sister. I haven't seen you since like you were like small and stuff. Like it's like, oh, she looks cute now." I was like,
yeah. Speaking of,
this is nasty,
dude. There's so much from like early 2000s content that you kind of miss, and then when you watch it again, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's creepy.
So another one, Ray Pinbar.
What do you say?
He was like, she's like having ideas about who Light might be or who Kira might be, and he's just like, no, just stay in the kitchen. I have the quote. The quote is, you'll be so busy you'll forget that that you were once an agent when they have kids, because she's trying to.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, dude, it was so sexist. I was like, come on, man. It was kind of I did not notice it before, but I'm watching it again. Basically she's trying to be helpful, and he's like, no,
right.
Don't worry about this. Don't worry your little head off. You're just a woman. And you're gonna have babies. You don't even work anymore. You used to. I was just kind of like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Yeah. In hindsight, a lot of content, especially pre 2010, when you look at it,
it's like, ugh.
Yeah. So it was that Elle grabs Misa's butt to grab her phone, right?
Oh yeah.
I remember that. What are you guys doing? So would you call this the greatest anime of all time?
No.
Wow.
No.
so fast. No. So fast. Not even.
It's too rushed. The second half is too rushed. It's a show that has a rushed second half. Now, I think people who read the manga might think, oh, it's probably paced better than the manga, which is fine. But the anime, it's too rushed. And it's saved by the last 2 episodes.
Top 10?
Yeah, we can say it's top 10.
To me, it's easy top 10, man.
I'll say it's top 10. I'll say it's top 10.
The impact, man. Like, and it sticks the landing at the end.
Yeah. That's why I said it's top 10.
I think
it's not the best, though.
Okay. I think...
Because I was like, this is pretty rushed. I was like, this said the second half. But the ending is phenomenal. I love the ending a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a 9.5 out of 10.
Easy.
9.5. Oh yeah, the 0.5 is the slow back half. Like, think about the impact of the show.
That is half the series.
Was it half?
It felt like half.
It's like 10 episodes.
That's okay.
Like, I think you make it to episode 20.
I'll lean towards a 9.
A 9? I think like one of the best premises. Like think about all the anime we watch, right? Think about like right now, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, and JJK Jujutsu Kaisen are all the same general concept. They're all demon slaying.
It does get confusing about who they're devils, curses, and demons.
Right.
And it's like, which one does what again?
It's all the same thing, right? This is a show where it's at least the conceit. Well, they're dealing with death gods, right? But we're like it's all the same. Man, this series at least has something that's so different, and it's very popular, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I go. You have a shonen level popularity. I guess it's still considered shonen. And it's so unique and creative. I can forgive a 10 episode slowdown.
It's sometimes it's so hard to compare a show that's 37 episodes with like something that goes
A never-ending show,
or even a show that goes like 50 or 70 episodes. But like you could say like if you had to compare them, like it will probably be better. It's probably better than Naruto, better than like Demon Slayer or something like that. So it's better. So I'll say it's top 10. It's better than.
I'm going top 5.
I can see that. I can see top 5.
Top 3.
I'm not saying number 1, but it's definitely you can make an argument for top 5 and top 3.
All right,
you can make an argument for that. Because the ending is done. The ending is done so well because the character design they did for Light and Mikami in the end.
Yeah.
I think were very, very appropriate for making them like, because they're all like cool characters and like, we're killing all these people, and then when they're caught, they look so ugly and like Mikami looks crazy, like his nose looks insane.
Remember he stabbed himself?
Yeah, he stabbed himself. Like
the blood just goes everywhere.
Oh my god!
No, okay, he is such a clown of a character.
Yeah.
Even his death was like, wait, what?
I'm like, all right, he just killed himself. I'm like, all right.
Well, speaking of the ending. He Mikami in the manga he's not.
I don't think he died.
Yeah, he died in jail.
Yeah, there is definitely a difference from what I saw a few days ago with what they did with the ending, because Light was begging with Ryuk to save him or something like that. That doesn't happen in the anime.
Right.
Mikami was kind of looking down on Light, saying, "Oh, this is why is my god like this?" Blah 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 blah.
Oh, really?
I think that's what happened. That didn't happen in the anime. So there's definitely some.
I think for the better. I like how this ended. With Mikami,
I thought this was
freaking out.
Yeah, because him losing his fucking mind.
Yeah,
but it was so satisfying because the second to last episode he's counting down, and I remember when I first watched, I was like, "Oh my god, they're all gonna die." And then when it doesn't happen and seeing Light's face, like being shocked, that was probably the most satisfying. Like it was like for a split second, I was like, "Oh my god, he lost."
Also happy.
And then going from that to Matsuda, like being upset with Light, and also being kind of sympathetic towards Kira's mission of trying to like be God and stuff. And then seeing what Light did to still be Kira and become Kira, in him like shooting him multiple times and preventing him from using the paper from the Death Note. Yeah. So there's a lot of things like that emotional payoff. And I was like, oh my god, it was crazy.
Yeah. But just to recap for those who haven't read the manga, which I did not, but you sent me the actual ending. So in the show, it ends. Light is crawling, trying to get away. And then, which is kind of funny, Ryuk goes, I'm not going to stick around. You're going to be in jail for the rest of your life.
Going back to that, I can't be bored. So
you're bored. He's like, I'm just going to kill you now because, if he owns the Death Note, or if he has not relinquished the rights to the Death Note, then Ryuk can't go back.
Right.
I mean, you could say they would just burn the Death Note, and so he would go back anyways. But Ryuk was just saying in the anime, well, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to be bored. I'm killing you right here and there. Yeah. And that's how Light dies. And that's where it ends. And you don't know what happens to Misa. But in the anime, it seems like
she was going to jump off the building.
That's what I thought. I thought she...
That's what a lot of people thought. Like, she just wanted to kill herself.
Right.
She was just... on a edges of a building,
right,
like on the wrong side of the railing.
right. But in the manga, it seems like the
Leader of the cult,
or what have you. So, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was I would have liked to have seen an episode recap.
Yeah,
That'd have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you think they should do a sequel or an add-on? I kind of want them to.
Something with, because even though like they didn't really go out into the world too much when it comes to like Kira followers and like that cult thing that Misa is a part of or something like that. They didn't really go too much. They didn't really talk about that too much or show really any of that. So like that would be interesting to like do something with if they wanted to do a sequel or like a spin-off or something like that. But I don't know. I'm fine with how it was.
Yeah, I would because I think there's other aspects of the world, even the Shinigami world. I thought was interesting.
I'm kind of glad they didn't, because the stuff with the Death Note by itself is already a lot.
It's already a lot.
So it's like you didn't need to add on more things to muddy things up. So I was fine with how they just kept it the way, like enough out into the world where it was fine.
Oh, not this series. I'm saying if they had to do a follow up, I'm trying to figure out if they can go to the Shinigami world or maybe follow near post, because I feel like it wasn't clear if all the Death Notes were gone. Maybe 60 years in the future.
I would say something in the future.
Yeah,
probably do.
I'm like, bring it back. I want more.
Yeah, maybe at that point the world knows about the Death Note.
Yeah,
and it's like, how does the world handle the Death Note? Are there criminals trying to get the Death Note?
Yeah,
or countries trying to get the Death Note? So that'd be crazy. So maybe they should.
Oh no! Oh, here's a question for you.
Maybe they should.
I saw this on Reddit. Do you think Kira could be Kira in today's world with social media? And
I don't know.
Everyone thinks he'll just get caught, because everyone, like, all the Reddit sleuths, when someone gets missing.
Because I think they would get caught. They would have to be smart about it, because in the beginning with Kira, he was only doing it in one section of the world, and they're like, oh, he's in Japan. Yeah. Like immediately. I was like,
right, yeah, it's like,
unless they do it across like the world immediately, I think it'll be harder to catch them.
Yeah.
But there are too many smart people that know how to use the internet, and like they can like narrow things down.
Yeah.
They might get caught.
I feel like the problem isn't even that they would get caught because they would narrow them down. It'd be the problem of flexing too hard. It'd be like,
oh yeah,
I have to make a statement. I have to leave clue. Like they would,
because that's how Light got caught. Mm-hmm. Because when you working with Mikami, he was so overzealous. Well, I'm just gonna kill, because Mikami was like, I'm gonna kill Kyomen. And he was like, and then Light got too cocky. He was like, I win. Yeah. And then you get caught. Yeah. Because if you get too cocky with it, somebody's gonna find you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's always like these people who do these burglaries, like they stole from the lottery, right?
Yeah.
They got $100,000 and they got away with it, and it's like, I'm gonna do it again for $1 million, and it's like, no, just stop. You made it, right?
No, you did it.
You can just do one a week, right?
Yeah.
Once a month, someone that you really don't like, that's not in your or a criminal, right? And you get away with it, but you got to become God and make it a world that
exactly, yeah.
They would definitely get caught by Reddit.
But yeah, I think that like if they did a sequel and did it in the future, I think that is, and have a new angle on like the Death Note and everybody knowing about it, I think that would be pretty interesting.
The movie. That's a sequel, kind of. Not really.
The live action movie?
You know what's funny? Gosh. I was going to. No, the one on Netflix. That's a series, right? Is that a movie?
I think it's a movie.
See what's funny? I was going to watch it for like shits and giggles. I saw the trailer and I was just like, no.
No, the trailer is so bad.
It's so bad.
I remember when it first came out, I was like, I am. This is going to be awful.
Like it's bad. Like it's that was made by a team that just does not understand anime. Now, I'm sorry if anyone who was on that team was watching this, but in my view, I don't think when you make these shows, like, you have to understand what from the medium can be lifted and what can't be, right? It's like I don't know if you can directly translate L like as L into the show. Like in the trailer, he's sitting in the chair all weird, and I'm like, I just cannot see that really working.
It's like you have to use something else to make it make it more realistic for what they're putting together, as opposed to it was from the anime, so you have to do it that way. I'm like,
yeah,
sometimes that works, and I guess sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
depending on what it is.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer and I'm watching it and going, oh no, you're just taking all the parts, like you're taking all the wrong pieces.
Yeah.
You know, I often feel like when you adapt things, do the '90s Disney motto, which is just make a movie in name only and take nothing else, right? So like Little Mermaid, Lion, all those '90s movies, they just take the title and some of the major beats, but they don't take the story. They just and they make their own story. That is some of the spirit of the original thing, but if you take the original story, it just won't work. Like
no.
I think but didn't like Ariel like die or something in the original book? Like just you take the pieces that work. Like even like One Piece to me, I saw an episode or two. I was surprised at how they weren't doing anime in real life. From what I saw, they were doing a show that had some pieces, but I didn't feel like I was watching an anime character. I felt like I was watching an adaptation, you know.
Right.
And they took liberties where they needed to. But yeah, watching that trailer, and maybe
when that trailer first dropped, nobody liked it. It got. I think when you can see, because on YouTube you can't see dislikes anymore.
Yeah.
So, but you can see there was a lot of dislikes on that video. It was so bad.
It was just like,
it was like, oh my god.
I think they tried to make it like a teen drama kind of a thing.
Yeah, it looked like one.
Here's the thing: I'm honestly not even mad that they were making their own story. And once again, I want them to not copy or lift, you know, from manga or from anime to show. But it just didn't. The spirit wasn't there. I think you could do a goofy version of it, but it has to. I don't know. I saw it. And I was like, no. It looked cheap too. It felt so cheap.
I feel like all the Netflix live action anime stuff looks kind of. Even Cowboy Bebop, which I gave up after 4 episodes.
That's so sad. It looked like it was gonna be.
It is cheap.
Really?
It looks cheap.
Really?
It did. I was like, and then they made Vicious look so stupid.
Really? What's his name? Who's on the One Piece doesn't look super cheap. It looks okay.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want these things.
It's fun though. It's very.
If you're gonna make it into a movie, I just want movie funding for it, so it can look like a movie, as opposed, even though Cowboy Bebop is a series. I want them to put like more money into these series to make it like. I was like, can it go to HBO or something if they're gonna like, so it can look good instead of look like really cheap and stuff. So,
but look, as someone who's been shitting on the early episodes of One Piece, I'm telling you, that episode 1 was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, it's actually really good.
No, I gotta see it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live action adaptation one.
It's not Death Note.
We're gonna have to. We got to pick 2. I feel like people watch bad stuff and just bang on it.
I guess we gotta watch one of them. That ain't Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, the last big question is: so who won, Light or L? What do you think?
L won.
Like he won. Like he got Kira in a sense, but it's like
I think. I don't want to say lost the battle, won the war, or anything like that.
I was saying, did Light end up winning the war? I feel like, and maybe that's why I want an extension to the show, like the aftermath. Because I feel as though, in some way, like he kind of won the war, at least in the short term. Like the world changed, people weren't doing crimes.
Yeah, man, I think he lost. Kinda, because you can say he kind of made people think about like, oh, do we need somebody to kill bad people for us and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I still want to lean towards like he lost because he defeated. I mean, in the case in case of the case around it, like him going up against L, and then maybe him looking at Nier and Mello as nobodies or whatever, because I defeated L, so I can take these guys down. And he kind of underestimated two kind of smart people coming together and winning. But in terms of the world, I think we don't know if he won or lost.
Yeah,
because if you go by the manga, his followers are still thinking he's God. Yeah. So you don't know like what they're gonna do or how they're gonna like. Better yet, will they try to find the Death Note?
Yeah, I want to see like a movie. Like,
so like it's in a way maybe like you don't know yet. Yeah, because I still say that he, from what we saw, he lost. Yeah. But you don't know what is the aftermath of. Yeah. Can more Death Notes get into the world and people start using it?
Yeah, I would kill for an aftermath movie like what happened.
Do you think he won?
I feel like the world's after. I mean, look at America post Trump. Like, did we, you know what I mean? Like, in the short term. But I wondered in 20 years, it's like, remember that time that was crazy?
Yes. Remember that time that dude was just murdering everybody?
It was wild. It's like in the way that we look at like civil rights, like slavery, like that was a crazy time. Yeah, right? You know. So I would like to see a movie. But anywho, I think that is all I had. Anything else about this classic, this banger of an anime?
Only in the first half. No, I think I pretty much got everything I feel like I wanted to say about it.
All right, so next week, God help us, we're doing Boy and the Heron and probably Spirited Away. God help us.
A nice 10-minute episode.
It's gonna be a nice brisk episode. And then Demon Slayer. We will not move Demon Slayer. We're gonna do Demon Slayer. Sorry, Brad.
We're gonna do when are we doing Demon Slayer? I gotta restart that.
And it'll be a month from today.
Okay, that's a good.
It's a month from today. I thought we were gonna have so much to say about Boy and Heron. Man, so we have to do Spirited Away also. Yeah, that would literally be a 10-minute episode. Hopefully, maybe there's a bunch of news that happens over the next 2 weeks.
Hopefully news.
Yeah, and then Demon Slayer, and then all right, cool. Anyways, that's the episode. We're Hidden SoundPod. Right.
Follow us.
Hidden SoundPod on TikTok and Instagram. HiddenSoundPodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up. Comment. Tell me I haven't seen the anime because someone's gonna say it.
I know. You don't get the series.
All right. Bye.